Eryk Anders, you're on Half the Battle with Dan and Shaq. How's it going, man?
Man, I'm doing awesome, man. Just getting back in town from Miami, so ready to get the car unpacked and get to bed a little early tonight.
Oh yeah, you have a good time down there?
Yeah, my wife, she had a fitness competition down there, so went down there to support her and her endeavors and the things that she does as much as she supports me. So yeah, we had a great time.
So I assume you didn't see Dustin Poirier versus Anthony Pettis then?
Oh, I watched it.
What'd you think, man? Dustin put it on him.
Yeah, I put my money on Dustin. He was kind of making me nervous, keep diving back into those triangles and, not passing the guard and whatnot. But, he's a vet. He knows what he's doing. So, I'm glad he was able to get out with the W.
So, man, they just recently switched up opponents on you, man. You're supposed to fight John Phillips. He pulled out the fight. Now you're taking on the newcomer, Markus Perez. I mean, obviously, I know you're motivated. I know you're excited. But what do you know about this guy you're fighting?
Man, I've only watched a few of his fights. Watched his last LFA fight and a few of his fights down there in Brazil. I think he's really talented. Moves a lot, moves good. Has that flashy kind of, like to throw a lot of spinning attacks and, seems like an athletic guy. He's got a bunch of submissions from weird positions and whatnot. So I'm definitely excited about the matchup. I think it's a great matchup, and I'm looking to go out there and get a W as always.
Yeah, and man, I mean, do you have, I know you're a competitor and you're trying to knock this guy out, but is there any added incentive knowing that, he's the former LFA middleweight champ, you're the former LFA middleweight champ? I mean, it's a battle of LFA bragging rights.
No, not really. We're both in the UFC now and, looking to have long, prosperous careers. So, like I said, I'm just trying to go out there and get a W however I can get it. Finish is always the goal, but, he's a tough guy, seems to have a solid chin. So, we'll see how the fight goes.
And, in your debut, you go in there against Rafael Natal, who, maybe a couple years before that was a top 15 guy, and you got the win in the first round. And I just watched that, man. It was a brutal performance, man. You controlled the entire fight. And, I saw you trying to call out Kelvin Gastelum. I mean, do you feel like you're ready for these top 15 guys right now?
Yeah, I feel like I'm ready for anybody in the division, I'm always chomping at the bit. Every time someone drops out, I'm always, trying to throw my name in the hat. But, I understand Calvin's, angle at it. Why fight the guy who's had one fight in the UFC when you can go fight the guy, the former champ? So, but there's no doubt in my mind Calvin and I's paths will cross one day sooner or later. So, if not in 2 weeks from now, for a little bit later down the road.
Hey, so who's your money on, man? Kelvin or Bisping? I know Bisping is coming off that brutal loss only a week ago, but, man, the way GSP looked that night, this is a different matchup here.
I think Kelvin's going to try and, GSP him, take him down, choke him out. But, I think Bisping's going to walk away with this W.
And, the fight before your UFC debut, you went 5 rounds. And how do you see this fight going on? Do you think it's going to go the distance, or are you expecting to come out here and control the guy and put him away?
We both like to control the fight. If you watch all his fights, he likes to put a lot of pressure on people, back him up against the cage, as do I. So, we're definitely going to go out there and see who cages first. I'm always very confident in my preparation and skill and coaching and whatnot. So, I'm always aiming to go out there and get a victory. He throws a lot of wide shots. My shots come straight down the line. So, I'm looking to beat him to the punch, so to speak.
What's interesting, man? This is the second American that he's fought in his professional career, and this is the second Brazilian that you fought in your professional career. Just a little tidbit there.
Yeah, back to back. I was supposed to fight the Welsh guy, John Phillips, and he dropped out. Then they offered me they wanted to put me on a later card, but, I was like, man, I already bought plane tickets and, this, that, and the third, so I need this Fresno thing to pan out. So, they tried to get several other people. They were hurt or didn't want to fight or whatever. And then, Mick Minier was like, I know someone who will for sure take the fight. So, I think Markus Perez, he'll be game and, he's definitely not scared or timid or anything like that. He'll, come out there and move forward and, be ready to touch that chin a little bit.
Yeah, another interesting thing about the matchup is both of you guys are 9-0, so, someone's always got to go, and I think that you plan on giving him his first L, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always confident in my skill level. on the feet, on the cage, on the mat, top or bottom, or counter striking or being offensive with it. So, I think Marcus is going to have a tough fight on his hands.
And, you got that football background. I mean, do you think that's your biggest asset? Because, man, when I watch you fight, bro, you're so physical.
I'm not sure. I think I'm physical by nature anyway. I've always kind of been like that. I think that being coachable is probably my biggest upside, and I'm relatively new to the sport, so I got good at striking just as fast as I got good at jiu-jitsu. I'm not just a jiu-jitsu fighter or a striker. I can do it all because I learned them all at the same time instead of training just jiu-jitsu until I was 20 years old, and then I started striking, or vice versa, or whatever the case may be. Just as long as I've been striking, I've been doing grappling. So I think that's where I think that's the biggest upside that I have.
So it's interesting, man, because this guy you're fighting, he's actually got wins over UFC vets. And, I know we spoke about it. He beat Ildemar Alcantara, and he also beat Paulo Thiago. I know you remember back at UFC 95 when Paulo Thiago knocked out Josh Koscheck with that uppercut left hook combo. But this is, his fight with Paulo Thiago was in 2016. He went to a split decision. Are you at all like, man, if I was fighting guys like that, I'd be knocking them out in the first?
I actually watched that fight. The mat was really slippery, so it was hard for anybody to get any, hard shots off. And, they were doing the slip and slide thing on the canvas. So, maybe he wouldn't have apologized early. He certainly had the speed and athletic advantage over him, and he certainly landed more shots. I think he won the fight for sure. But, maybe on a different surface, he finishes Paulo Thiago.
So you're giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. The guy's good. You can't deny, the man's record and what he's accomplished thus far in his career. So, definitely not taking him lightly and preparing for him just like, he was Calvin Gastelum or Michael Bisping or GSP or any of those other guys.
And what different challenges does he bring to the table compared to the guy you were supposed to fight, John Phillips?
John Phillips, I feel like he was very one-dimensional. He threw, ones and twos, and, all he did was throw hands. He didn't kick very much. He can't grapple at all. He comes straight forward, not cutting a lot of angles. Markus Perez is the complete opposite. He throws kicks, he throws spinning attacks, he throws wide looping shots as well as straight shots, flying knees, and all that other good stuff. And, he's got a very solid ground game. He submitted that Ian Heinich cat with an arm triangle from the bottom, which, I've never seen that done. I've never had that applied, so I don't know the kind of pressure that puts on your neck or if that actually shows if Ian was just, being a puss or what. So, he's quirky. He attacks from, different angles and whatnot. And so he'll definitely, I think, be the most athletic guy, the most well-rounded, and as well as, most creative guy, I'll say.
And, your fight against Brendan Allen when you win 5 rounds, do you think that helped out your, just fight game a lot, man? Because to go 5 rounds that early in your career when you're, a guy that gets a lot of first-round finishes, did that help you a lot?
I think so. I always prepare to go 5 rounds, but you don't know what going 5 rounds feels like until you go 5 rounds. And those first 3 rounds, we fought at quite a pace, I feel like. And so, I know that I can really push the pace, especially for 3 rounds, after going 5 rounds.
Yeah, so, with that being said, man, are you thinking it's going to be a first-round knockout versus Markus Perez? I know you're prepared to go the 3-round distance, but when you visualize it, how do you see it going down?
Like I said, he throws a lot of looping shots, and my shots come straight down the pipe, so I really, so far as I play these fights out in my head and, sit back by myself and, just kind of dive off into my own head and imagination, if you will. I see, he stands left-handed. He goes left-handed, right-handed. When he's in a left-handed stance, he really leaps in with a wide right hook, and I think that's where I catch him with the straight left down the pipe.
Hey, so I can't let you go without a couple fight predictions, man. And it just got announced that Max Holloway, he's defending his belt in the rematch against Jose Aldo. Now, do you simply think this is a case where Max has Jose's number, or do you think Jose can make the proper adjustments and come out here and dethrone Max Holloway?
I think a guy of Jose's caliber is always a threat. However, I think Max Holloway, I think his swagger and his confidence is on 10 right now. I don't think there's a lot of guys seeing or touching him right now. So I think the Max Holloway finishes him again.
And, dude, look, this is your weight class. Do you think Robert Whittaker is going to face GSP, or do you think GSP is going to vacate that belt?
He better. He better vacate the belt. Robert Whittaker is going to knock him out. Yoel Romero couldn't take him down, an Olympic silver medalist. I'm not sure how many times Robert Whittaker has been taken down in his fight career. Not much. And I think that's the only way the GSP stands a chance. I don't think that he can strike with Robert Whittaker, and his only chance to get Whittaker to the ground was simply not going to happen.
Dude, were you surprised how GSP looked coming off that layoff, man? I mean, super dominant, and he looked like a middleweight.
I don't know, man. Everyone knows Bisping doesn't have a very solid ground game or takedown defense. So, I think that the UFC kind of picks who they want to promote and gives them, good fights. So the guy's never fought the middleweight, hasn't fought 4 years, and gets to come back and fight for the title. Come on, man. That's not fair to the rest of the division. So they're just putting together money fights and, giving everybody a belt, interim belt and whatnot. So, I think that I think he should go back down to welterweight just because Bisping's not the biggest middleweight, and there are certainly guys bigger, stronger, more powerful, and more skilled than Bisping in the division. So I don't think the GSP lasts long in this division.
Man, and speaking of your division, man, I mean, what do you think about the current state of it? Because, look, middleweight's always been super exciting. I mean, you had Anderson Silva back in the day, but now all these guys that are coming up, like Paulo Borrachina, Thiago Marreta Santos, even a vet like Derek Brunson, they're all looking better than ever. What do you think about your weight class right now?
I think they're looking for new talent to, the top 15, top 20, a lot of those guys are like 38, 35 years old, so they're definitely getting up there, coming up on retirement, I think. So they're looking for new, exciting fighters that like to go out there and finish fights and that will draw crowds and sell tickets.
Well, Eryk, man, want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us right here, right now on Half the Battle. It's always a pleasure. The fans can follow you at Eryk Anders. Eryk, any message for them before we go?
Tune in December 9th, man. I'm always looking for an exciting fight, looking for a finish. And, I don't think that I've had a boring fight so far. So, expect fireworks, to hit the ground, expect, crazy transitions and, maybe a submission finish. But, definitely looking to put my hands on Markus Perez there.
Well, Eryk, thanks again for the time, and best of luck in the fight, man.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Absolutely, man. Have a great day.